Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Fort Knox, Kentucky. I am Second Lieutenant Nathan Dawes, your narrator for today's graduation ceremony. At this time, we would like to welcome the following guests. The Commanding General, U.S. Army Cadet Command in Fort Knox, Major General Christopher Hughes and his wife, Marguerite. Former Deputy Chief of Staff, G1, United States Army Forces Command, Major General Retired Larry Gottardi and his wife, Jane, and their son, Andrew. Former Commanding General, 100th Division, Major General Retired Bill Barron and his wife, Kelly. Deputy Commanding General, United States Army Human Resources Command, Brigadier General Lynn Owens and her husband, Ricky. Commandant, Cadet Summer Training, Colonel Sean Barnes. Command Sergeant Major, Cadet Summer Training, Command Sergeant Major Charles Gregory. This ceremony is conducted by ROTC cadets, marking the successful completion of Advanced Camp. The graduating unit for today is the 8th Regiment of Advanced Camp, the Major General Patrick H. Brady Regiment. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Cadet Abigail Langan from Oregon State University. Also participating in today's ceremony is the 100th Army Band from Fort Knox, Kentucky, commanded by Chief Warrant Officer 5 Larry Barton and led by Drum Major Staff Sergeant Billy Eve. This ceremony marks the culmination of 31 days of rigorous and intensive training for these young men and women. For them, Advanced Camp served as a test of their leadership abilities and potential to be an officer. They have emerged from this challenge confident in their ability to assume the tremendous responsibilities of being an Army officer. The cadets of the 8th Regiment are now formed in front of you. Each regiment has had the honor of having bestowed upon it a namesake. This namesake is in honor of a general officer whose values and accomplishments represent the best the Army has to offer. 8th Regiment has had the distinct privilege of honoring Major General Patrick H. Brady. Major General Brady commissioned through ROTC from Seattle University with a bachelor's in psychology and commissioned into medical services. General Brady spent over 34 years in the Army, serving in stations all over the world. He served in Korea as commander of troops of Joint Security Area at the DMZ, and for 2 years in Vietnam as a helicopter ambulance pilot. While serving in Vietnam, he was awarded the Medal of Honor for the series of rescues during which he used 3 helicopters to rescue over 60 wounded. Some of General Brady's awards include the Medal of Honor, the Distinguished Service Cross, the Distinguished Service Medal with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Defense Superior Service Medal, the Legion of Merit, and the Distinguished Flying Cross with 5 Oak Leaf Cluster. In honor of their completion of Advanced Camp, cadets from the General Brady Regiment will be receiving a 3-gun salute in the form of a cadet cannonade. In a moment, the commander of troops will bring the units to attention.
Bring your units to attention!
Company! Attention!
Assassin!
Company! Attention!
Be the hammer, not the nail!
Company! Attention!
Causing chaos!
Company! Attention!
Dingoes!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the official party and remain standing for the invocation offered by First Lieutenant Jeffrey Owen, Chaplain Candidate. The host and reviewing officer for today's ceremony is Colonel Farrell J. Duncombe, Task Force Leader Commander. The guest speaker for today's ceremony is Colonel Kenneth D. McCrae, Basic Camp Tactics Commander. He is accompanied by the Regimental Tactical Officer, Lieutenant Colonel Corey Norris.
Bring your units to parade rest!
Parade! Rest! Parade! Rest!
Parade rest!
Parade! Rest!
Let us pray. Father, we thank you here today for the opportunities given and the lessons learned during our time in training. As we reflect on the challenges that these cadets have overcome and the bonds that have been formed, I pray they will serve as a reminder to each of them of your faithfulness and provision. Give them the peace and assurance to know that, should a day come when these exercises become a reality, your presence will remain with them. I ask that you grant them the wisdom to lead with integrity and strength, and give them compassion to be selflessly mindful of the men and women placed under their leadership. May we ever honor you in this great nation with our lives. I ask these things in the name of the Creator, the Savior, and the Sustainer. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Bring your units to attention!
Company! Attention! Company! Attention!
Company! Attention!
Company! Attention!
Sir, the regiment is formed!
Post the colors.
Detachment! Center!
Forward!
March! Forward! March!
The colors are now being brought forward by the commanding troops. The flags present for today's ceremony are the national colors, the Army field flag, and the cadet command colors.
Sir, the colors are present!
Present to command.
Bring your units to present arms!
Present! Up! Present! Up!
Present! Arms!
Present! Up!
Detachment! Present!
Present!
Arms!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem and remain standing during the firing of the cadet cannonade. We ask that military personnel in uniform maintain their hand salute until the completion of the cadet cannonade. The United States Army ROTC Cadet Cannonade salutes the three pillars of our service to the nation. Duty. Obedience and disciplined performance despite difficulty or danger. Duty requires self-responsibility and selfless devotion. Honor. Encompassing integrity and dedication. Honor is the thread which holds together the fabric of our Army. Country. For which men and women have given their lives, our country shines as a light of freedom and dignity to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Detachment! Order!
Order!
Arms! Bring your units to order! Arms!
Order! Arms!
The Cadet Creed was adopted to instill in Army cadets the values that are critical for successful performance. Cadet Elijah Tashira from Marion Military Institute will now recite the Cadet Creed.
The Cadet Creed! I am an Army Cadet! Soon I will take an oath and become an Army officer, committed to defending the values which makes this nation great. Honor is my touchstone. I understand mission first, people always. I am the past, the spirit of those warriors who have made the final sacrifice. I am the present, the scholar and apprentice soldier enhancing my skills in the science of warfare and the art of leadership. But above all, I am the future warrior leader of the United States Army. May God give me the compassion and judgment to lead and the gallantry and battle to will. I will do my duty. Leadership excellence, sir.
Ready to lead.
The greater community of Fort Knox and our national and local service organizations are here to show their support to our future Army leaders. These cadets have demonstrated superior character in service throughout training and will be recognized for their efforts. Also, we kindly ask family and friends to remain seated during the awards presentation. The awardees will be brought forward immediately following the ceremony for pictures.
More time. Move. Hold. Oh yeah. Haste.
The Ricardo Award is being presented by the Commanding General of Fort Knox, Major General Christopher Hughes, accompanied by Command Sergeant Major Charles Gregory, to the cadet who achieved a 90% minimum on each Army physical fitness event, first time go on each confidence course event, 90% minimum on written land navigation, 5 out of 6 first time goes on land navigation, go on first aid and chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear defense events, complete 12-mile foot march in 3 hours or less, and qualify expert in basic rifle marksmanship. This award is presented to Cadet Matthew Degliobisi from Virginia Tech. The AUSA Leadership Excellence Award is presented by Major General Retired Bill Barron. The award is presented to the top cadet in each regiment as determined by our regimental cadre board. This award is presented to Cadet Matthew Degliobisi from Virginia Tech. The Military Order of the World Wars Award is presented by Colonel Retired Robert Westholm. The award is presented to the cadet who best demonstrates the ability to evaluate, analyze, apply, and understand experiences and capabilities to solve tactical problem sets. This award is presented to Cadet Dominic Gomez from Texas A&M University. The Military Officers Association of America Award is presented by Colonel Retired Robert Westholm. The award is given to the cadet that has demonstrated superior dedication to duty and established a positive command presence by accepting accountability for self and assigned unit through the employment of team members while applying the fundamentals of leadership. This award is presented to Cadet Matthew Jones from Texas A&M University. The USAA Warrior Spirit Award is presented by Major General Retired Bill Barron for demonstrating personal actions necessary to represent the Army profession, ethics, and officership, while best exemplifying the warrior spirit. This award is presented to Cadet Kelton Heineman from University of Wisconsin. The Armed Forces Bank Performance Award is presented by Miss Melissa Wilkins to the cadet that best demonstrates respect for other cultures and people by effectively utilizing the training scenarios to demonstrate a mastery of cross-cultural competencies as they relate to a complex environment. This award is presented to Cadet Jessica Domingo from Seattle University. The Apex Tech Warrior Award is presented by Colonel Retired Bob Fruchet. The award is given to the cadet with the highest cumulative scores in land navigation and marksmanship. This award is presented to Cadet Dylan Sutton from Indiana University of Pennsylvania. The Reserve Officer Association Award is presented by Colonel Lauren Paul Summerfield. The award is given to the cadet that best reflects characteristics of a comprehensive soldier by demonstrating resilience and the lifelong pursuit of enhanced performance to cope with adversity in stressful situations and thrive in life. This award is presented to Cadet Austin Olson from Indiana University Northwest. The National Guard Association of the United States Award is presented by Major Matt Riley to an Army National Guard cadet that demonstrates the most improvement in physical and mental preparedness for commissioning. This award is presented to Cadet Bernard Fowler from the University of Alabama at Birmingham. The Armed Forces Service Corporation Award is presented by Colonel Retired Don Bartholomew to the top male and female cadet who achieved the highest score on the Army Physical Fitness Test. This award is presented to Cadet Kiana Whitney from the University of Vermont and Cadet Brandon Sackman from Indiana University. The Bold Leader Spirit Award is presented by Major General Retired Bill Barron to the cadet who best demonstrates appropriate motivational techniques, inspirational leadership, and the spirit of a leader. This award is presented to Cadet Gina Cantalupo from Townsend University. The First Command Financial Services Award is presented by Major Retired Carl Cornelius to the cadet who best demonstrates the leadership traits necessary to encourage teamwork, improve unit cohesion, and reinforce mission accomplishment. This award is presented to Cadet Olivia Orsini from Florida Southern College. The Norton Healthcare Award is presented by Dr. Jody Donkerberger to the cadet who best demonstrates the ability to perform under stress while applying critical thinking skills to make accurate and immediate decisions. They must be enrolled in an accredited nursing program. This award is presented to Cadet Edward Endino from East Carolina University. At the completion of the ceremony, today's awardees will return to the field for individual congratulations and photo opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our awardees a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest speaker for today's ceremony, Colonel Kenneth D. McRae, Basic Camp Tactics Commander.
Good morning, distinguished guests, family and friends, fellow cadre, and most importantly, the cadets of the mighty Major General Brady 8th Regiment Advanced Camp of Cadet Summer Training 2017. Welcome to today's ceremony. I'm very proud to be the speaker for today's ceremony. It is a deep honor. When I think back to my days as a cadet at Indiana University and my summer training 24 years ago, I can assure you that I never dreamed I would find myself in such a position that I found myself today. It's been both a long and a tremendous journey. I remember standing very vividly in formation at my advanced camp graduation at the Fort Bragg, North Carolina, on an extremely warm, late July day, thinking to myself, I can't wait to get off this parade field and get home. In the blink of an eye, I now stand in front of you, and I know that you are having those very same thoughts. I can say to you that three things are certain. I will be brief today. Anything is possible in the Army, and your journey is just beginning, cadets. Now, knowing that the cadets have other things on their minds now, I want to focus first on those family and friends in attendance today. Standing before you are 459 cadets from all 50 states and the territories of Puerto Rico, Guam, and the District of Columbia. They represent the strength and the future of the United States Army. Moms and dads, you will see a difference in your daughters and sons when they return home to you today, and as the rest of the summer progresses. These cadets stand tall, full of pride and excitement, to share with you the stories, or as they may call them, their war stories, of their accomplishments this summer. This morning is a culmination of that experience. I'm glad we can share in this traditional Army ceremony as we celebrate those achievements of these young women and men standing in front of you. I first want to say thank you to those families, both in attendance and at home, for raising a child that is unique in their willingness to serve our nation and our Army as officers. You have instilled in them the value and discipline of hard work and the importance of service to our nation. Cadets, it is a fact that you would not be here today without the guidance and support of your family and friends. The desire to serve is not innate. It is a nurtured trait that is instilled upon you by your family that's in attendance here today. Without that guidance and support of your family and friends, you would not be standing here. Parents, you've raised these cadets to want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and I thank you again for your contribution. I have one more very special thank you today. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a veteran, please stand to be recognized. Now, I want to thank you for blazing a path for these cadets to follow. In honor of your service, I'd like to present to you these 459 cadets, the next generation of our Army leaders. Veterans, thank you once again for your service, and we want to let you know that we will not let you down. Now, I'll conclude my remarks by speaking to the cadets today. Now, this is the point where you cadets can start listening again. We're getting close to the end, and I'm going to make this simple and give you some key takeaways in two parts. First of these takeaways are what I like to call my 3 L's. Listen, learn, and lead. First of all, listen. Communication is key in our line of work, and it all starts with listening. Truly listening to your soldiers, your NCOs, and fellow officers will build trust in your organization and create a positive, transparent unit climate. Second, learn. Know your strengths and weaknesses, and once you know them, build on those foundations of your strengths and seek out opportunities to improve your weaknesses. Ensure you are leading an organization that identifies itself as a learning organization. Lessons learned are only valuable if you truly learned your lesson. Fix the problem and don't repeat. Finally, lead. A leader of character creates a positive environment in which you can not only establish effective influence over the soldiers of your unit, but inspire them to do things that they didn't know were possible. And now part 2, what I call my 2 B's. Be ready and be yourself. Be ready. It sounds simple, but it is so profound and encompasses what is expected of you each and every day. Always be ready to excel physically. Be ready to excel academically. Be ready to help your peers and subordinates to achieve their goals. Be ready to lead. And most importantly, always be ready to answer our nation's call. And finally, my last point, be yourself. Don't try to change who you are to meet a certain mold. It is challenging enough to lead without trying to lead from someone else's footprints. So be yourself, develop your own leadership style, and integrate that style into the leadership of your unit. Thank you once again for the opportunity to speak to you today. I wish you the very best in this, the beginning of your last year of Army ROTC, and all your future endeavors. Leadership excellence, thank you all very much, and have safe travel home.
and the Cadet Regiment will perform the ceremonial pass in review. Please remember to stand and render honors to the nation as the colors pass. Passing your viewing stand is the commander troop for today's graduation, Cadet Roldan from Oregon State University.
Leadership excellence, sir! Passing your viewing stand is Bravo Company, led by Cadet Mitchell Crispin from the University of Vermont.
Leadership excellence, sir! Bring the lead.
Now passing your viewing stand is the Color Guard, led by Cadet Karen Gonzalez from St. University. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song. The words can be found in your program.
sir, this concludes the ceremony.
Good job.
Leadership excellence, sir.
Train to lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's graduation ceremony.